The prepared line. The prepared line. How would you translate that to English? Eat me? Have me? Hey guys, it's Daniel here, back with another video where I watch Mushoku Tensei in Japanese with Japanese subtitles and try to see how much that I can understand. This is going to be the season finale, or at least the half-season finale of Mushoku Tensei Season 2. Whatever it is, we're not going to get any more Mushoku Tensei until at least next year, so that's sad. Last episode, we finally got the payoff. We finally got Rudy reuniting with Sylphie, and Sylphie getting the huge weight off her chest and revealing who she actually is. I had been waiting the entire season for that, and I was not disappointed. It also featured the least amount of words that I had to look up after the end of the episode. In fact, there was so little to look up or research that at the end of the episode, my usual Japanese lesson turned into just explaining what the author's name means. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and take a look. Looking forward to this episode, the title is伝えたい, which means I want to tell you. Not really sure what they're referring to. The most obvious guess is something that Sylphie says to Rudy or vice versa. I will say that this is the 5th episode they use on this current book, which is one more than usual. In order to counterbalance that, they only had 3 episodes for book 7. So it's pretty clear that they're emphasizing the events of this book more than that. To be honest, I kind of agree with that decision. I know people like that arc with Sara and Counter Arrow and all that kind of stuff, but to me it kind of felt like a transition to get from the previous arc to the current one. Selfishly, I kind of like the way they did it. Like with the first half of season 1, I'm assuming they're gonna try to find a way to wrap things up and make things nice and tight for the next season to start. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. Obviously, I've never worked on an animation team before, but I'll be looking forward to what their decisions are. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Probably my shortest intro yet, but let's get into it. Oh yeah, this is where we left off last episode. Totally forgot. It was just like a quick cut. That's what we've all been asking you, Rudy. That is true, I guess. Yeah, like he was his senpai, and like had this different ranking, and you know, like the image is just different. Oh, it's kind of weird how they left the kiss for this episode. I guess it's not that weird. I guess they wanted to like focus on the reunification. Sylphie, wait, why does he think that he can get it up? He's like, no, it's better this way. Rudy. Rip. I really don't like when I mention keigo, because it's just not a thing. It's just not a thing in languages outside of Japanese, especially in European languages. It really like takes me out of the situation when they mention keigo. Yeah, there's a whole description of that in the books. She went nuts at him. I mean, to be fair, she was already really strong by the time Rudy left. If Sylphie wasn't such a sweetheart, that would actually just be creepy. It's like, I did everything for you. Rudy. Thank you for living. That becomes his favorite thing to do, is lick her ears. All I can think about is other reactors' reaction to him suddenly looking at you. It's the only thing I can think about right now. So what I'm thinking is like their heights are really similar, right? But Sylphie's only a little bit taller than Ariel. And Luke is way taller than Ariel. But the other day we saw Rudy almost the same height as Luke. I swear they're messing around with the heights way too much. No, it went fine.
投資の危険があるからといって相手の衣類を無理やり脱がすなんて誰がしましょうか
No, Rudy would. Rudy definitely would.
落ち着いて報告をしろ。
あ、うん。なんですってだからその不能の治療に来たんだってここに
Dude, don't laugh at a man's ED.
いざという時に役に立たないとはルーデウスという男を少々買いかぶっていたようですね。
それは言い過ぎです。男にはどうしようもない時があるのです。
Yeah, look, defend him.
ルーデウスとて好きでシルフィーを抱かなかったわけではないはず。俺はむしろ奴が今までおとなしくしていた理由に納得がいきました。少し待っていてくれ。渡すものがある。アリエルさん。
I have something to give you. It only costs 10 freaking gold coins. Buy 7 years of tuition here. Actually, probably like 7 years of tuition for like 10 students here. I mean, Ariel's is a freak. Oh, Ariel's tricks.
大丈夫でしょう。シルフィーは可愛いですから。きっかけさえあれば、あとは何か決め台詞が欲しいところですね。
冬に暑いと
like what Ariel said before.
どこにいるんですかね。そもそもシルフィー
Dude,
の体で
Luke, just trust Ariel and her sexy tactics.
何ですかルーク、その言い方は。
Oh, did he mention her boobs? I didn't notice.
グレーラットの血族は
Yeah, he talked about her boobs,
大体
didn't he?
女性の大きな胸に惹かれる傾向があります。現に俺は
Yeah, but you don't know Rudy.
魅力も感じません。
Oh. Shoo.
だが
We have this.
これは何？
Is it the same bottle as before?
作用と競争作用を持つ美薬だ。
美薬？
I think it is the same bottle as from season 1, right?
転移事件に伴い製造方法も工場も消滅したため価格が高騰し今では末端価格金貨100枚を上回る
Jesus, 100?
いざという時に売って資金の足しにでもしようと思っていたが
I forgot the conversion rate, but that's like it's like $100,000 for that bottle. Just like I think like $100,000 or like $1 million, something like that. It's insanely pricey.
ついていけないと思ったら自分も飲むぐらいのつもりでいけ。お前が思い描いていたような甘い初体験は迎えられなくなるだろうかな。
ルーク。
Oh. Yeah, prepare yourself, Sylphie.
ありがとう。シルフィー、ご分は。はい。行ってきます。
Go lose your virginity. I wonder how they're gonna animate this.
下着はアリエル様が選んでくれた新品。内ポケットにはルークからもらった美薬。よし。
It's gonna be so awkward.
天国のお父さん、お母さん。
Aww.
シルフィエットは今日こそ大人になります。
Praying to her parents.
今日は疲れたから自室で休むんじゃなかったか？
泊まりに来ました。
Her face. I came here to stay. Stay the night.
こっち来て座れよ。
Aww, so sweet. So awkward.
それは？
ほら、一応再会のお祝いをしておこうかと思って。乾杯。未来って。ルディはたまにすごく恥ずかしいことを言うんだもんな。
Her face. I want to see her face.
大丈夫か？これ結構強いな。貸してごらん。
うん。
こういうのは 水とかお湯で薄めてもいいんだよ。どうぞ。
ありがとう。
Really such a gentleman.
そういえば僕がルディに出会ったきっかけもお湯だったね。
そうだっけか。
ほら、
How do you not remember that?
僕
Come
が
on.
道で泥玉をかけられてルディがそれをお湯で流してくれてさ。
これを
ルディのあれに効くっていう薬なんだ。薬って言っちゃったけど美薬だって薬だよね。
I mean, the word kusuri is in it. The kanji is in there. Good enough.
その飲んでみてほしいんだ。
100 gold
構
coins.
成があるらしいよ。
100 gold coins.
一緒に飲んで大丈夫なのか。
Oh god.
混ぜても大
Just
丈
starts
夫。
hallucinating.
多分
It's a really bad trip.
聞いてきたら我慢しなくてもいいからね。
Oh god. You don't have to hold back, she says. Goodness.
シルフィーも飲むのか。あ、大丈夫か。
Oh god. It's getting hot in here. Oh no. I'm reminded of a certain Nelly song. What's that look? I don't know if this is going to be taken well by the Mushoku Tensei fandom.
我慢できない。
Especially the way he's breathing. She can feel his boner,
じゃあ
I think.
どうぞお召し上がりください。
The prepared line. The prepared line. How would you translate that to English? Eat me? Have me? I mean, it literally means eat me. Wait, is she still here? She didn't leave me again, did she? Like before? Hmm? What? Left again. Deserted again. She's gotta be there, right?
起きてたんだ。できれば今度二人に会ってほしい。どうしたの？
You fixed my dick. Thank you. Thank you. My dick. My dick. Thank you. Was it gonna cop a feel?
ちょ、ルディ。
Of course. Oh, he's checking, yeah.
ありがとう。殿下はそのシルフィーに協力してくださったと聞き及んでおります。故にお力になれることがございましたら、私にお声掛けください。
She fixed my dick. I will help you.
お前はアスラ貴族の政権争いは忌避していると思っていたが、
確かに政権争いになんて首を突っ込みたく
None of them fixed my dick.
けれど、
In fact, one of them hurt my dick.
思い人が渦中にいるとなれば話は別です。
で、あなたはどうするつもりなのですか？
With regard to Sylphie.
まさか不能の治療が終わったら家族のためにこの国から旅立つ。シルフィーとははいさようならというわけではないでしょうね。
ないでしょうね。
シルフィーと結婚します。
シルフィエット・グレイラット。 あなたはどうなさいますか？
So this scene in the books, there's lots of like inner thoughts among everyone. So everything's going like much faster than I was used to, or than I remember it. Like before
あの
Rudy says, I'm gonna marry you, there's like all these thoughts in his head.
ルディ
And then he makes up his mind.
その代わりルーデウスあなたの名を使わせていただきますもちろん私の名前を使うことも許します
わかりました。
Yeah, this ends up being very helpful for both of them. Well, mostly Rudy, actually. She's so much cuter without the sunglasses.
アリエル様ルーク今までありがとう
I wonder why they did the credits this way. Like they had the credits and then this scene. Okay, well, nice way to wrap things up. In the moment as I was watching, I wanted to point out the difference between the books and the anime in the scene where he's having sex with her, and then the aftermath as well. But instead, I just kind of wanted to see how they went with it, and if this was, I was thinking in my head, is this better? I'm not really sure. So yeah, in the books, he just goes hard. Like, he doesn't really care that she's a virgin. He's completely taken over by the byaku. Without looking it up, I'm not totally sure at the moment, but I think they show both sides. Like, I think they show Rudy's side where he's going at it and saying like he's going like especially hard, but she seems to be taking it, I guess. I don't know. From Sylphie's side, she's like, it's, you know, pretty rough, but if it's for Rudy, then I'll take it kind of thing. It's a little bit much, and I think, and without having those inner thoughts, I think if they tried to animate that, try to animate like, you know, Rudy just going fucking nuts, I think that might have been a bad scene for the anime only watchers, so I can see why they didn't really go in that direction of him being super rough in bed. And then as far as the next morning scene is concerned, it seems like she's not there in bed, and then she actually is there in bed, so that's why I was wondering, I'm like, really? They're just gonna show the sheets like completely flat? That really confused me. I think they combined two different scenes where Rudy doesn't notice her in bed and thought, have I been left again? Then he notices her there and he grabs her boob while they're still in bed, and then that's where his dick stands up again. He's like, thank you, Sylphie, and she's like, you know, basically the same lines except they're just in bed. Then I believe Sylphie goes and does the whole thing where she has to go report to Luke and Ariel. In any case, like I mentioned in the intro, you can kind of see why they rushed the beginning of the season, just to make sure that these parts can go really slowly. I think in other anime, they might prioritize like rushing through some of the dialogue or some of the, you know, less important seeming scenes to make sure that all the action scenes are super, you know, crazy and this crazy long battle for an entire episode, right? Or maybe multiple episodes. But for this anime, they're prioritizing the moments where Rudy has the most personal struggle and trying to make sure that these have time to breathe. Pretty much every single action scene in this entire half season was way more detailed in the book. They could have made every single battle into like a fourth or even like a half of an episode if they really wanted to. So you can tell that they prioritize having the scenes where Rudy experiences the most like internal strife and kind of making sure they have time to breathe. And even like the encounter with Nanahoshi where they have to make sure that they get all the information out and not skip over details here and there, because all of the details are very important, to be frank. But yeah, again, like I mentioned in the intro, if they're gonna have 12 episodes for these 3 books, books 7 through 9, then I prefer they do it this way and kind of cut short on the first part, because I think the part that we just watched was a lot more important. And if that rubs people the wrong way who really like the earlier episodes, then I'm sorry, but I am definitely on the sides of the animation team, kind of emphasizing the latter part of the story. As far as the second half of the season is concerned, there are still a few slides behind me in this slideshow that depict what's going to happen in the second half of the season. If you want to avoid spoilers, I wouldn't really think too deeply into what you see behind me or try to think too hard about it. They could be spoilers if you theory craft hard enough, so I would advise against it. But yeah, based on the trailer that released before the season even started, the second half of the season is going to be ridiculous. I guess what I'm trying to say is, cool school arc, I enjoyed it when I was listening to it, I enjoyed it in the anime, but this next arc is going to be absolutely ridiculous and I can't wait until next year. This week's Mushoku Tensei related Japanese lesson is going to be a little bit half-assed, I'm gonna be honest. I mentioned in my video on episode 7 that a lot of times fiction writers in Japanese will take a set of kanji that already have their own meaning and even reading and apply a completely separate reading to it. And a lot of times those readings are in English, or at least the Japanified version of English. For example, if you take a look at this first spell in Mushoku Tensei, it's mud wall or earth wall, it's chikabe, but the reading they apply to it is asuworu, so asuworu, or basically earth wall, right? And for almost every spell in Mushoku Tensei, there's like a Japanese version and then there's like an English reading on top of it. There seems to be some exceptions like this one, Sando Suomu, where there's no kanji reading. There's only one exception the other direction that I can think of, which is Doruma, or quagmire. There's no like English reading of that. They don't go quagumaya or anything like that. I just wanted to point out that this Japanese wiki has listed all of the spells, including the kanji and the English reading. When you're watching the anime, and even if you're watching the anime in with Japanese subtitles like I do, they're not gonna have this kanji reading for you. It's always gonna be like if it's a hayaboru or like, you know, wotaboru, it's always just gonna show the English reading even in the subtitles. So the only way that you know that these kanji existed is if you read the books. You'd have to have actually read the books, not listen to the audiobooks, because in the audiobooks they don't mention this kanji either. Just going through a few of these are earth type. So anytime you see this kanji, this really simple kanji with 3 strokes, it means earth. So this is asuoru, asukafsu, asashirdo, asunetto, aspira, asfortress. Right, so anything with this in front is going to be what is earth. The author decided this kanji right here means sand. So anything with this kanji in it apparently is going to have the word sando in it. So this one normally is read tsunarashi, but it's a sando storm. This would normally be read like Iwa hold on, but it's stone cannon. So yeah, his stone cannon is basically like boulder cannon. Moving on to the water type. If you see this kanji, it means ice. Aishikuru edge, aishikuru hiro, aishikuru break. If you see, where's the water one? Water's here. Wotaro, wotashirdo. Water boru. If you see this one, it's just lightning. The first kanji here just means lightning by itself, but together with this, it also means lightning. So this is just lightning. Moving on to the fire section, there's actually not a whole lot of them with this kanji in it. This kanji right here. We have fireball here, basically kakyudang. This one just means lava. Magma gush. Going for the wind types, window slice, window bind, window brasto. As you can see, I'm using this Chrome extension where you can kind of recognize words. None of these are actually words. This one just means strong wind, but yeah, none of these are actually words. Like you would call this like huritsu, I guess, if you were to read it normally, or like hubaku, right? Like there's no actual way to read this. So in this case, it's convenient to have the English reading here. These are the combination ones. You can see Doroma here, Quagmire. Kain Tatsumaki, just for Flame Tornado. You have healing magic here. You have detoxification magic here. Divine magic, I guess you would say this is called. This is like dead spirit magic. I don't know what you would call this in English. These are the berry magic, summoning magic, teleportation magic. This is I don't know what would you call this? Fortune telling magic. It's like this just says it tells your future. I don't know. And then this is like special magic. So like, you know, disturb magic is here. Oh, this is like the beast one that paralyzes you. There's some other stuff that I don't want to say because it might be spoilery. Let's move on to the words that I had to look up. There were 18 this time, which is pretty normal. We again have a lot of interesting phrases that you normally wouldn't be able to use in English, like soshi ni kaeru, hito dannaku. But the one phrase I want to go over has to do with daime and todoroku. There's a phrase in Japanese, daime o todorokasu, or in this case, daime o todorokaseru. And when you use it, you're basically giving respect to the other party by saying you're very well known and renowned. The problem is, there are 2 ways to write daime. There are homophones. And the meaning of this one is fame and renown, and the meaning of this one is thunderclap. The problem is, the aforementioned phrase uses this kanji for some reason. You would think that it would use this kanji. By the way, the funny thing is that this word right here can be used for both, right? It can be used to reverberate for thunderclap, and it can be used to be famous for this part, right? So it kind of works with both. But specifically for this, apparently this is the right set of kanji to use and not this. The author actually used this set of kanji when he wrote the novel, but when you look at the Netflix subtitles, it reads like this. And I went to go look it up, like maybe Netflix made a mistake, but after Googling it, there's this one Wiktionary entry that shows it as this, and then there's a lot of song lyrics that also use this as well. So apparently this is the right way to write it, but that makes no sense to me. That is going to be it. Thank you so much for watching. Apologies that this came out so much later than normal. Moving forward, I have a few ideas for my videos. The one thing I can say is that this is not going to be a react channel. I'm just going to make whatever videos I feel like making. And yeah, thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.